Hi, welcome to English with Ray. Today we're talking about phrasal verbs and the verb of locking. Now, if I were to say lock up, lock down, lock in, lock out, they all have totally different meanings. And even though you're just changing the preposition, the meaning changes quite drastically. And if you don't know what the meanings are and you use it incorrectly, well, you risk making your English sound suboptimal. So I'm going to clear that up in a really quick and easy way just to make sure your English is sounding perfect. So let's begin. Now, phrasal verbs are very important, especially if you're living in an English speaking country, if you're living anywhere in America or the UK, because native speakers pretty much speak in terms of phrasal verbs. So let's start with the lock up. I could say I'm going to lock up the house when I leave. At night time I need to lock up my garage or my shed to make sure no thieves can break into it. So that's lock up. But what about lock in or lock out? Well, for example, let's say you're in your house and your family leave the house. So you're in the house by yourself and they lock the door. You do not have keys, you cannot leave. The door's locked and you're inside. So you are locked in the house. You cannot get out, so you're locked in. But let's say the situation is reversed. Let's say you leave the house and you have no keys and your family lock the door. And you're on the outside of the house and you can no longer get in. So you're locked out. You're locked out of the house. Now, whether we use in or out, it depends on whether you're locked inside or locked on the outside. So it's appropriate to know whether we should use in or out in this context. Now, another example of that, which should just, for me to elaborate a little further and really clear things up. In some cars, more so in the past, when you close the door, it would automatically lock. Now, that's a problem when you leave your keys in the car. So your keys are in the car, you have left the car, you've closed the door, and you come back, the door's locked and the keys are inside. That means you're locked out of the car, okay? But the keys are locked in the car. The keys are locked in and you're locked out. So now we've covered lock up, lock in, lock out. There's only one left, which is to lock down. Now that's actually a trick question that I like to confuse my students with, because lockdown is a noun. Just now we are in lockdown because of the coronavirus. So that's what that means. Or in fact, you could use it as a phrasal verb. So let's say your family lock you down in the basement. Now you're locked down in the basement. You're actually locked downwards or underground. So if you want to use it as a phrasal verb, you can use it like that. So that is the variations of the lock phrasal verb. I hope that's useful. Have a good day.